Alrighty, what's going on, everyone? So I'm back trading, paper trading, after a long time away. I finished up trading in March for about 7 months. That was the game plan because back in March I was struggling with consistency and discipline, and I ran down another small account. So it was just a case where I'd put a lot of work in since 2020 with my trading. I was trading on and off for those 4 years, 3, 4 years, and I was a little bit jaded or in need of a break. So I decided to take a clean 6 month break from trading. I was really kind of I wasn't ready to give up, but I just knew that I needed a hiatus from trading because I put a lot into the first 2 years. I put a lot of work into studying and watching charts, and I was holding down full-time jobs as well. So it just can take its toll, and especially the fact then that I had put 800 into an account, probably about my fifth small account, and I was hitting these recurrent problems with these big losses, and I just decided to take a break and I needed it. So it's like if you spend like 3, 4 years in college and you're doing something intensely, there is kind of a point where you need a good kind of hiatus of some kind. So that's done and I'm back and I'm happy to be back. I wasn't able to trade with Swim, which have become Schwab, taken over by Schwab, but now they've different requirements about um, different requirements about having a simulated account. So I wasn't able to have the Thinkorswim platform anymore. And I didn't even think about it in March that there's probably other platforms out there. It's not just them, but I'm thinking that maybe just subconsciously I just switched off from even thinking like that, because I knew I needed a break in any case. So I found a platform that allows me to paper trade now with a small account, and they're called Pro Real Time. Um, I thought I had it open. You end up revenge trading. So so this is the platform, what it kind of looks like. So we'll look at DJT here. Um, so I need to just figure a way out to stop the alerts popping up like that every time I open it up. Um, but it seems to be fairly handy to use. My account balance, I've brought it up to 30,580 in the last couple of weeks, so I've gained 580. I was actually down to 27,700 and something for a while, but I picked I turned it around the last couple of last week especially. I made about 1,000 in the last week, so it's been encouraging. And the trades that I did make were kind of, a couple of them were silly mistakes as well. So if I can kind of cut down at least some of those silly mistakes, I would have been even in an even stronger position, maybe at 31,000 or whatever. My aim is to see if I can make 1,000 a week, something along those lines, for the first 6 months here, and then after the 6 months, have a look at everything, and hopefully then I'll have brought my accounts up. Maybe I've made 10,000, maybe more, um, and then I will probably be more confident about going back into the markets with real money. So we'll have a look at my statistics. Um, So that's just total profit since I started trading. And some of this now is artificial. So what I'm going to do is when I go back with real money, the simulated period, all these trades I'm going to be deleting because this Profitly have always been only showing my real trades with it. But as you can see, I've kind of here it's paper, like they're all paper here since October 14th. So as of October 14th, I started this accounts with Pro Real Time. They're based in France, I believe, and Paris. And this 30,000 account, and this has been my trading results so far with this platform. So thankfully, it's been good. My risk management has been pretty good. Couple of hairy moments, I would say. Um, but so there's still, question marks. I'm still not, letting my guard down, and I don't think I ever will. Um, I've just learned enough at this point, touch wood, that um, I will not allow these crazy emotional destructive patterns repeat themselves, and at least not over a long period, as in 1, 2, 3, 4 days, because I think it's unavoidable to get to be frustrated. You cannot avoid that all the time. Um, so, and you cannot avoid making stupid mistakes. But it's how quick you kind of get back on track. So, that's what I gotta say on that. So statistics. So if I go to my Profitly here, uh, so 30 days will cover. So if you just look at my overall is basically as so. Percent profitable overall is not the best. I mean, I want to get this up over 50. I want to get it to 60 plus percent. I want to be picking winning trades more than I'm picking losing trades. And the reason why I'm up is because I make sure that overall, on the long run, that my average winning trade is greater than my average losing trade. So not so bad with, I mean, I have the formula right there that I'm letting my winners run a bit longer and I'm cutting my losses quicker. And same with average gain and average loss, it tells the same story. Yeah, that was my largest winning trade with Neuro, a stock called Neuro, I think in 2020, I believe, my first year, I think. Losing trade, I actually can't remember what ticker it was right now. 797, just too much. For someone with small accounts, that's way too much. So, yeah, obviously my shorting is much better. I'm in the green on the shorts and I'm actually in the red on the longs. And my win rate on the longs is pretty bad. 50-50 win rate on my shorts. So that's overall. Then if we look at since I started this account, simulated trading account, we will see that my win rate is up at in the 60s, which is good. Not so much for the longs, only 1 in 5 have been winners. So I've taken, I think, 5 trades and one of them was a winner and 4 losers. And then, but my short trading is good, and nearly 80% win rate there. 11 winners, 3 losers. So yeah, I'm probably a better short seller. It's pretty obvious at this point that I'm just a better short seller. Even though, look, my biggest win was, as I said, was that 1,400 was actually a long. So I still do long because you can win, you can get some good wins. It's just about me being a bit more selective on the longs, I think. Yeah, you can do well with swing trades. Swing trades on the long side can be kind of lucrative. For example, like Donald Trump stock, the DJT, like there was a good opportunity here on a breakout, or if you even look at I think I got it at 31. I was in here on one of these days. Yeah, I was in here on a swing, and I was kind of selling the next day in the 33s, 34s, and 36s on this particular day. And I could have let it run longer. I could have held some of that in to see how it goes towards the election date, towards the 4th of November. When it got really supernova here and parabolic, I could have been taken off into the 50s, 40s. So just maybe could hold my longs a little bit longer when I'm on the right side of it. Another great opportunity was this one that runs alongside DJT is Foon, and this had a great breakout opportunity at $8, and I could see that coming, but I don't know what happened. For whatever reason, I didn't take it. But that would have been a nice one to take into the close on Monday the 21st, and then swing, and then when it goes parabolic, you can sell into that extension. So there was a couple of long opportunities. Got the DJT to a certain point, but not the Foon. Uh, so yeah. So statistics. So that's pretty much it with that. Hopefully I can keep this kind of pattern going now. There's been a lot of opportunities with the um, day one. So this is a breakdown of my trades. I just put them into November, so I have each month here, and there's nothing happening in the OTCs at the moment. So it's all just primarily I'm just focusing on the listed stocks. So listed longs and listed shorts. Started on 14th of October, but I just decided to just lump them all in here with November. So you can see that I have most of the tickers that I traded here listed just beside it to give you an idea of what I've been trading. But look, the listed day ones has been my main breadwinner there. So there's been 4 trades: NUWE, TMQ, NMHI, and TIVC. I mean, there's some traders that say this, that vow that they will never trade day one shorts. But I mean, it's because they can be very risky, and you never know how far they're going to run. But I think if you take a sensible sizing on these and allow enough room for error, um, you can make it can work. But I always take this with I'm taking it with a little bit of caution in terms of I don't want listed day one shorts to ever be my main breadwinner. I really want to see if I can develop this swing trade type stuff, and maybe breakouts on the long side. But also I do enjoy bounce shorts. I think that would be a fairly steady one for me, and as well because there's countless opportunities with bounce shorts. So that'll be one of my main ones as well. Parabolic as well. Parabolic shorts, of course, can be another good one. Swing shorts, I would say no, not for now. I accidentally One of them was an accidental swing short. It's not something that I would prioritize early doors when you have a small account, just in case something really unexpected happens overnight and all of a sudden you're wrong side. No, it's just not a runner for me for the moment. Uh, so getting into the trades. Um, so we started on Monday the 14th with Verb, day one, gap and crap. So yeah, as I said, I've had a few day ones and 4, and they've made money for me. So This is the first one. So I was using this resistance point here on this day, even though the volume wasn't so big on this day. I just used it as a kind of a reference. um, so let's just see, my entry is here. I don't know what the blue circles on this platform is, so just ignore them. So my entry is here. There's a red arrow that signifies the entry, so it was actually on this candle here. I had seen this fail here, this wick here coming up to this area, which had failed then at the market open at this 16 level. So I figured if I get in here, if it shoots up towards the 15s, take an entry. And then I did, and it can be a bit nerve-wracking because you just don't know for sure, but I didn't have such a dangerous size that if it blew through it that I would have been in a bad way. So I took the entry and then covered down here and here. So that was that one gap and crap. You can see it did have, it's actually an overextended gap up because it's not technically a first day, because this was the first green day here, and then it just gaps up then and surges the open, then pulls back and then kind of tries to test that again. I figured that there was a good, if I got short near the resistance area, if you want to consider this a channel from the 13 say to 16, I said I want to be short near to 16 as possible. So that was that. That's it a bit closer up. You can see the action. um, Candles like that tell me that there's um, a lot of selling pressure coming in there. So then Fun, Tuesday 15th, so this was the first green day scalp fail. Yeah, I don't know if that's a short or no, a long here. It was too early with the buy. I was telling myself, I was just noting to wait for VWAP, and then I sold down here. So I was a bit impatient here, waiting for this on the long. It is very extended, and I'm kind of buying it backside, but I guess I thought that maybe it was going to bounce a little bit back, and I was going to just scalp it for a few. But and then I think I'm possibly trying again here, but it looks like I stop out fairly quickly, so I'm not quite sure. So that didn't work out. Took a small loss on that. So just another closer look. Okay, so I'm actually long here, and I must have overheld it and sold back down here. Then we go for a bounce short on Thursday the 17th. So you can see here it's run up a couple of days, and then there's another gap up, and it runs hard up to 740, or it runs up to 8. Must have been later on it goes to 8, but here I'm shorting. Not sure exactly where I got the entries there, but it was on this bar here anyway, so somewhere between 710 and 740. I think it could have been the 720s, and then I'm adding again here in like 715 maybe, and then I take off here in the 660s when this crashes down here. So I was pretty happy with that trade. So see if we can make this bigger. Yeah, so okay. Short win. Later in the day, yeah, it continues higher. Yeah, so I just saved it just to note. It just kind of gradually zigzagged its way higher. So that was Foon. As I said, it breaks out later in the week or in the subsequent days. TVGN break even trade, needed more patience. Let's see, bounce short 186 average. Could have been more patient for entry well into the twos. Yeah, I'm trying it here as it opens, and it gaps up, um, but there is this prior area that I was aware of, and I was like, okay, try and wait for it to get close to that. I didn't have enough patience really to wait for it. I'm saying look to enter short after some time elapses and we get signs of a tiring 5 minute rounds very well streams by for a slower period. So when it's kind of rocking up and down like that, it can be easy to kind of chase short. I don't think I did so much chasing short anyway. It's just a case where like I thought here might have been the area. At least I'm getting involved in the twos here, I believe, or very close to two. But I think I covered a bit there and there, obviously, and then I just left it alone. So I think it was just break even. I just didn't like the action, I guess. But if I had been a little bit more patient to wait for an entry like in the 210 215 area, closer to 240, it would have been could have worked out nicely if I got an entry there and be able to cover back under two. Chivo, maybe too extended on daily. Yeah, I went long on that one. Yeah, it's come a long way. So it's like I guess it fits into the morning spiker dip buy pattern that I have. I thought it might be worth a shot for a day too. I didn't lose a lot on that one. So that didn't cost me. It's just a standard loss. That was on the Monday the 21st. So I lost $30 on that. Oh yeah, so then it actually does go. So let's see. Oh yeah, so I'm getting in there. Wrong idea to step out before I think a risk. I was too tentative on that trade because it was quite extended and I was just I guess I feared that I was going to crash down fast, but I should have probably held and allowed it to, while it was still above this kind of support area here, I should have kind of held it, but I got a bit jittery and I just got rid of it. So geo zoom in, yeah, so here's the entry and there's the exit. It kind of came down hard here and I just kind of sold it on this bar here. I thought I was quite patient with the entry 319 down here, so I waited for it to dip from 335 down. So I guess I had a feeling that this was going to kind of maybe grind, but I just didn't quite execute it perfectly. That's the end of the day chart. So that's my trade there in relation to the full day's picture. As I said, it grinded a little bit higher, but it had these sharp pullbacks. In any case, that's that one. It's not an ideal setup. GMPX listed overextended gap up. Bounce short as a test for resistance, yeah. And start of the day it came down a lot and then it comes all the way up here and I figured, oh look, in the olden days I would have gone long here hoping for a break, but because it's come so far I'm thinking no, go short. So I got short and I think probably break even on that one. I don't think I made a whole lot and it was coming into the close, so I just covered it. Alright, I'm gonna leave it at that for now. There's my swing trade on DJT. I might go into these in more detail at the end of the month. GMPX, zoom short there and covering there. So that's a parabolic short, I would say. Foon. Yeah, that was a big mistake there. I'm buying on this day here at 12, thinking I was going to bounce. And then it gets slammed out of it there. I lost like 200 on that one, minus 214. So that was definitely a mistake. Yeah, the DJT swing trade, it started slowing down up here and I thought it was done, so I was going short. But oh, sorry, this is actually the initial swing trade. So this is the buy down here and the sells. So that was good trading, I guess. Although I could have maybe held a piece if I thought I was going to go higher, which it ended up doing. But I was starting to think short then, and I lost on the short. There's the Foon mistake, the 12, buying and stopping out with it. 11.14. So I'll leave it at that. I won't keep the video going too long. We're gone nearly 30 minutes. Thank you, like and subscribe.